4, 4, 2, dudes.
Action.
Okay, actually that's a cue for us to start. Hello, welcome back to another episode of 442. And I am Ben.
Hey, hello.
Now my turn to forget.
That's right. I love Samula.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
let's continue.
Yeah, let's
All right,
continue.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm Ben. He's John.
I'm John, yeah.
And we are the dudes behind 442. So don't forget to subscribe if you, as of now, have not subscribed. You're probably a Liverpool fan. I don't know. I just had to say it there. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe it now. Okay, this is one of the craziest football podcast channel there is. You never see two of us there. Yeah, because we're quite good.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking
I
about.
have no
Anyway,
idea as well.
yeah, so let's move on to our first segment called 90 Minutes Of.
We'll tell you later more.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is the part where we call 90 Minutes Of. We are again the 442 dudes.
Oh, not bad. Now you got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have to get it right, yeah? And in this 90 minutes, we're going to talk about match reviews, analysis, but more importantly, some of the highlights of the matches that went on. And you know, there were a lot of matches that went on. In fact, some of them really impressed me. And I must say, good job on you, Poch. Holy cow. What a first match to you. So well done, Poch. I'm beginning to see that Chelsea forming up. Right, John? 1-1. But anyway, yeah. But what other matches also impressed you?
Oh, so you're not going to elaborate on the Chelsea
I
information?
it's
That's
just,
all.
yeah, just one worded. It's impressive. Yeah. And if I elaborate, I know what the Liverpool person is going to say.
No,
It's
I'm
just
curious to
one
hear.
match only. Huh, what?
I'm curious to hear.
Okay,
elaborate.
sure,
Please
sure.
elaborate.
I mean,
Please do.
sure. Okay, there are three important things to know.
Okay, wow.
Firstly, I think
Three,
the
wow.
tenacity behind Chelsea now has improved, and because of the mentality set in the players. Okay, I'll tell you why. Now, let me just go a little bit behind the scene. Now, I watched an interview. They were interviewing about, I think, how Poch runs his team. So Poch has this thing where I think it started from Southampton. I think it was from there.
Yeah, right.
Where he makes players run on Mondays. Okay. Now, if they were to run on Mondays, and it could be right after a match on a Sunday or a Saturday, he would just say, "No, you run on a Monday." So I believe if I remember correctly, I could be wrong on this, Ricky Lambert was the one that went up to Poch and say, you know what, Gaffer, we've been running too much, and can we not run on Monday? So you know what Poch said? No, now you run times 2 of it. So the entire squad ran times 2. Now moving back to Chelsea, I believe that's what he's doing with us. He's making us run for the ball, wanting for the ball, and thriving for the ball. And I like that. I've seen that against Liverpool. I think for Chelsea fans and even Liverpool fans, we have seen how we've been pressing, we've giving that pressure, and I just love it, you know, with the young blood and all. But I have to say the goals by Liverpool was actually quite beautiful also. Okay, I have to say, I'm a neutral as I can be for now, but still, Chelsea 1-1. So well done on you. We could have scored that second one, but still both VAR goals didn't count. So yeah, but impressive on Chelsea. And yeah.
Okay. So that's just one point. So there's another 2 points that you wanted to
I
talk
know.
about.
I was going. So second point is, our players not like Salah. We don't anyhow throw tantrum. So I like that very much. We are not going to throw tantrum. Okay. Now he may have his reasons, you know, because he wants to be the best of ability. But yeah, you know, I wanted to just throw out there to just smack the Liverpool people. You know, you could smack me too. But the third one I think that's really important is that I think the injection of fresh faces in the squad has worked to our advantage. But most importantly, Enzo Hernandez. I hope I'm saying it right. You were fantastic. And now that I see more people, I'm
glad you realized it.
Yeah, I know.
Hernandez.
I have no idea why I said Hernandez. I was like Fernandez, but came out Hernandez.
You see,
but anyway,
this is the exact reason why Chelsea
okay,
have been signing so many players. Even their fans are struggling to keep up all the names. Enzo Hernandez.
Okay
wow.
lah. Anyway. So yeah, I think great injection of faces. And Saicedo, well done. Welcome to Chelsea as well.
Some more? There's Livia as well.
Yeah.
Livia, I mean.
Yeah. But we have to say Saicedo, because you all wanted to sign him.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
but well done, Chelsea.
Okay, I mean, let's be fair here. I think Chelsea were impressive. I think the two players stood out for me. I think
It has to be Enzo.
Enzo definitely stood out for me.
Don't tell me Callagher.
For Chelsea,
I thought it was quite good.
Gallagher was brilliant in the game.
At the first 20 minutes kind of sucks, but he grew into the game.
Conor Gallagher was brilliant in the game.
But I tell you who's that. When I just want to add on, I got to shout out to Thiago Silva. You are at the age where people think you should retire, but you are fantastic, and especially Liverpool. Holy cow! The reading of the game, brilliant. Okay, anyway, sorry, just I love the guy.
Okay, but anyway, so as been speaking about that game,
Yeah.
I think Liverpool. I have no idea what they were doing, to be honest. They seem to be just taking a break,
Right.
just trying to test out, Chelsea
Yeah.
and all, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never felt more frustrated about a Liverpool game in a long, long time. But this time around, I really felt frustrated. I mean, I think Chelsea had 70% possession or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It was
Majority
disgusting,
of the
and then
game.
they just allowed Enzo to just run the whole show.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, McAllister was brilliant. Soboslai was brilliant. So our new signings were fantastic. But then again, I also had to give credit to the defense. So a lot of stick. They've been receiving a lot of stick recently, regards to the goals conceded in preseason and all. But I think this time round, they did fantastic with the amount of pressure there was. The amount of attacks that Chelsea had against Liverpool. I thought they did well. Konate and Van Dijk were immense. Robertson was kind of like missing.
Okay.
Trent was just being Trent in some cases. But yeah, kudos. I mean, without Alisson, I think Alisson is really our best player. Without Alisson,
Right.
so that's basically 1 point earned by Alisson, in my opinion.
Okay.
And that's just the first game of the season.
Yeah,
so
it
let's
is.
see how
It is
many
the
more
first
points
game of the
he's gonna give us.
So
But
I thought that was a great match.
that being said, I hope Liverpool is going to push on from here.
Yeah.
Especially we are going to play
With-
Bournemouth, so
Okay.
it's time for a goal fest. But I don't think there'll be a goal fest. I'll be happy with if any. I'll take a win, to be honest.
Okay.
Let's put this bit.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a Chelsea Liverpool game. But I just want to highlight one more game. I
no,
thought.
sure.
I thought it was. Because we know that there were a lot of teams that impressed, right? Arsenal impressed, Brighton
yeah,
impressed,
of
Newcastle obviously impressed,
Yeah,
they trashed
yeah,
Villa
yeah,
and
yeah,
all. But I just wanted to mention Arsenal.
Yeah.
I know we spoke about it last week,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think this week we need to mention that Bukayo Saka.
Oh,
My
yeah,
goodness
yeah,
gracious
yeah,
me!
yeah.
What a goal!
Yeah, yeah.
What a goal by Saka! And the fact is, he meant it all the way.
Yeah.
There's only one thing on his mind, which was to go and curl it into the top corner, and that's exactly what he did. It's not just that Odegaard was brilliant, Martinelli was brilliant. The confidence that's shining through that whole squad right
Yeah.
now is brilliant. I know they recently signed David Raya, right?
Goalkeeper.
I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it remains to be seen. But I think Arsenal, if they're going to maintain this form, which they did in the last season,
Yeah.
hopefully, then I think they will have a chance to challenge for the title if they were to maintain this. I know it's just the first game of the season, but the confidence throughout the squad, you know that this is the level that they can be. So
Yeah.
it's about maintaining that
And
standard.
fresh coming off winning the Community Shield as well, so-
Exactly, yeah. But I want to commend Forrest.
Okay.
I want to commend Forrest, and I think this player is going to be key to Forrest season this season.
Okay.
And the player is Anthony Ilanga. He's on loan from United, right? And before Ilanga came on, Brennan Johnson was actually leading Forest's attack, and they were so weak. They were practically paralyzed in attack. Brennan Johnson, I think, is shit. He should just go back to the Championship.
Right.
He's a striker that didn't press. He's a striker that doesn't run into channels, and a striker that doesn't sprint when they have a counter-attacking chance. And he has zero composure.
Right.
So he's like a poor man's Wes Brown. And why I say Wes Brown, if you really look at Brendan Johnson, he's like a twin brother of Wes Brown anyway. And we all know Wes Brown is a defender. So yeah,
Right.
that speaks
Okay.
volumes. So but when Ilanga came on, when Taiwo, what was the guy's name? Ni came on.
Yeah.
It changed the game for Forest.
It's a total different
Exactly.
Forest.
And Ilanga's speed is going to be crucial to Forest's season this season. Forest's season this season. Yeah, correct. Makes sense.
You made it
Right. So and the way Taiwo actually scored the goal is a striker's goal.
Yeah.
It's classic striker's goal, nipping in front of the defender to push the ball in again. So on Forest's goal, I think that's something they need to build on. This is something that hopefully Steve Cooper, I mean, I'm sure he knows it more than me, obviously. I mean, who am I, right? Yeah, but this is something I picked up. And I think if they can continue that chemistry and build on that, I think Forest are in for a good season.
Yeah.
And Johnson should just be a backup. He should never be a starter. He should never ever be a starter for Forest ever again.
Super sub at least.
He's
Okay, never mind.
he's
Just
a
sub. Okay,
yeah.
ouch.
Yeah, so that's Arsenal, right?
Right.
But I think in terms of the teams that impressed, I think there were also a lot of questionable decisions that took place this.
And what
in
were
this
they? I
round.
mean, if we could here's
Okay, I'll just go straight into the different categories. Let's go to
Okay.
the penalties first,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So there were three questionable penalty decisions, right? Two were stonewall penalties that were not given,
Okay.
and one that was given, which in my opinion is totally
It's
ridiculous.
not. Okay.
So let's talk about the stonewall penalties first.
Okay.
So the first one is in the Chelsea-Liverpool game,
Yeah.
where I don't know that guy's name, Jackson.
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson. Is it his name?
Yeah,
Nicholas
yeah,
Jackson.
yeah.
So the ball actually hit his hand.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. So a lot of people are questioning why it's not handball, myself
Yeah.
included.
Yeah.
So the argument is that he is not interfering in play.
Yeah.
But that's bullshit because
Yeah.
there was an obvious major deflection
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
ball. His hands, the argument is his elbows were in. Correct.
And not just that, but also apparently the added one is that the hand was very close here.
It's here. It's like this.
But according
This
to them,
is-
he was. So they did this thing. I think
This-
the video went
this.
like that. So
Is this a natural position? No, this is not a natural position.
no, but-
so that by the
VAR.
law, that should be a penalty.
But VAR.
So that's the first one. The second one, in the Wolves versus United game,
Yeah.
or United versus Wolves,
Yeah.
Onana literally punched Dawson.
Yeah.
Literally punched him.
Okay.
No foul.
Okay.
But
But
kudos to John Moss, I can't believe I'm saying things, and Howard Webb. Oh my God, I should mention this guy's name. Okay, for coming out to apologize.
yeah,
Right, but come on.
it's already over.
It's not exactly over. This is the English Premier League we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about the best, one of the best, if not the best league in the world.
Right.
This is the standard that you're having in terms of your officials.
Mm.
It's just shocking, isn't it?
Okay.
And true enough, yeah, Simon Hooper, the referee, the VAR, Michael Salisbury, and Richard West, the assistant VAR, is now suspended. But for God's sake, this is just one match.
And
So
it's the first.
yeah, it's the first game. But
Yeah.
the thing is, for Michael Salisbury, right, this is his second time.
So that should be like a red flag somewhere.
Exactly, he should be
Okay.
sacked totally. I mean, or at least demoted to a championship on the indefinitely,
Mm-mm.
right? Because this is something that should not be taking place. This kind of standard, you need to uphold the standards
Yeah.
of the English Premier League,
Yeah,
and this is
yeah.
clearly not. And for Wolves, this is 1 point gone.
Yeah.
For United, that's 2 points gained.
That's
You know what I mean? So I think it's just ridiculous.
wow.
Yeah. The other thing was fouls by goalkeepers. I
Okay.
think there were two situations here. The first one was in the Everton versus Fulham game,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everton had a goal disallowed. Michael Keane scored the goal, but it was disallowed because Leno was judged to be fouled by James Tarkowski. When actually Leno was the one
Yeah.
that barged into Tarkowski.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the referee says no.
It's your fault.
James Tarkowski was the one that backed into Leno.
Right.
I don't know. So again, there's a lot of questionable decisions. So Everton should have gotten the draw. The other one, Emi Martinez. I don't know whether you guys saw it, but he literally, like playing rugby. Kind of
Yeah.
Just pull Amaron down.
Yep.
Nothing was given.
Yep.
So I don't know what's going on now. But anyway, So I really we hope that this season will be a season where things they've finally gotten the VAR right. They've finally gotten all the standards right.
Yeah,
and
the
but-
offside, whatever.
But oh my goodness, they started on
Yeah.
such a shocking level.
Yeah. So we do hope that the next few matches going on, and hopefully by Christmas, everything would be improved. I think that's what we want. Doesn't matter which club we support, we still want a good game.
Yeah.
We still want a good game.
But anyway, so that was our 90 minutes of segment.
Yeah.
And we're moving on to the next segment called Six Sense. Alright, gents, this is the segment we call Six Sense, where we give you our predictions for the upcoming matches. And but before we do so, I just want to give each of us a good pat on the back.
Oh yeah.
Because for last week's predictions, I think we had four spot on predictions
Alright,
for the game. So there were two other games that we predicted the correct winner, and then I think Ben, you were the one that correctly
Chelsea,
predicted
Liverpool.
the draw, right?
Yeah, Chelsea Liverpool.
For
Chelsea Liverpool. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so for this week's matches, I think we just want to focus on one game. And that game would be Manchester City versus Newcastle. So, Ben, what's your take on this game?
Well, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and therefore I predict that City's going to edge it, but it's going to be 3-2. So Man City 3, Newcastle 2.
Why do you think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though?
I think both teams, they have what it takes to score the goals, and both teams, they want to outclass each other. Yes, Man City has all the proven talents, Haaland and whatnot, but Newcastle as well. And also, this season, Newcastle wants to win it. Because you can see that they have been doing well last season. This season, they are going to prove that they are the top tier level. So I feel, and they have shown it against Aston Villa. Not as if Aston Villa is a simple club, and they managed to outdo them. Not just by a bit, but by a fair bit. Therefore, I think with City's, I feel that's just what I feel. City's little bit of a down in confidence because of that loss to Community Shield may have affected something in them. I'm not sure, but I've spoken to a Man City fan yesterday, and he also said that he feels Man City is kind of a neither here or there for now. So yeah. What? I did speak to a Man City fan yesterday. You were there.
Is it the same fan?
Yeah, it is the same fan, So yeah.
Okay.
So for mine,
but let's not forget though. KDB is out with a hamstring injury for the next 4 months. So that's effectively till Christmas. So KDB is out till Christmas. Will it affect their season? I think in the very first episode, I mentioned that KDB's influence is probably starting to wane, and now that with this injury, I think I think City will be tested. Tested tremendously. So now who comes in to replace him? I believe it's going to be Phil Foden. And Phil Foden's of the age where he needs to be a starter. He needs to be the one of the key players right now. So it's really down to Foden right now. If Foden can play to his potential, then yes, I think City will stand a very good chance. And for this game, I'm expecting Foden to play to his potential based on the last few games. He's, I think, kind of in form. So I'm predicting City to win by 3-1. And I mean, this is in no disrespect to Newcastle. I think Newcastle has been flying since last season. And I mean, this is evident. In the game against Villa, they were brilliant. I mean, the chemistry on the front three right now, it's very rare for us to say this, but Newcastle right now, they have a very strong depth in terms of the attack. There are 5 players right now. They have Gordon, they have Wilson, they have Isak, they have Almiron, they have Bruno, they have Barnes, Harvey Barnes. So Newcastle, they are a force to be reckoned with right now. But I just think that for this particular game, I think City will still triumph over them. Newcastle be on the high. I think everybody is going to be expecting them to fly, but I think they'll be brought back down to earth for this one. Yeah. So even though they have no real injury concerns, but I do see City winning this game comfortably,
and especially them being at home.
Of course. Okay. Yeah. So that's it, man. I mean that's my take on the City and Newcastle game. Yeah.
So just let us know as well, if do you feel the same way as us? I mean, both of us are saying that Man City will win this, but if you're a, what do they call it? Tuna? Is that what do they call the fans? Toons? Or something like that? Or I don't know what you call yourself. But if you disagree, let us know too. We want to know. Yeah.
Yep.
Just let us know. So those are our predictions. And earlier on, if you want to see the rest of our predictions, you can go to our individual frames earlier on. Just go all the way back and press the space button if you're on your PC or desktop, because that means pause.
Yes.
Just saying, yeah. So space button.
Yes. And once again, all these predictions are really for the purpose of the show.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Right? And we don't encourage any form of gambling.
Yeah, so we don't support all forms of gambling. No, we're not doing that. It is just for the sake of entertainment. And yeah, we're just very happy we get it spot on.
Yep. So that wraps up our segment on the Sixth Sense. So we'll see you for the next one called What's What?
With Who's Who. This time we said with. Hello. Welcome to What's What with Who's Who. What?
Continue.
Anyway, for this segment, we're going to give you all the current interesting happenings in the world of football. Or some parts of the world, oddly say, soccer.
So what are we going to start with?
Oh, well, okay, so I want to say this now.
Yes.
John has this thing, where he keeps harping into my ear. Sometimes when I'm in the toilet, he might knock the door and also harp on it. Now, he's harping on the fact that Chelsea is not flouting the FFP rules.
Well, I'm not the one that's saying this.
Okay, others lah.
This is basically, I mean, let's be honest. How many of you were actually thinking about that question, whether or not Chelsea are flouting the rules?
Actually, I was.
I mean, everybody is talking about it, right? So, I mean, how can we not look and delve deeper into this, right? So, Chelsea not flouting the FFP rules. Well, surprised to say, after reading all the countless reports, watching what Simon Jordan said on TalkSport.
Shout out to you.
So I think,
It
damn
works.
it works.
Yeah, and you know what? This boils down to what John said in last season about Todd Bowley. Now, I was against Todd Bowley. I still am, by the way. But he said last season that Todd Bowley is going to be a good businessman for Chelsea. He said Todd is going to be a good owner for Chelsea as well. In fact, might be better than Roman. And this could be one of the facts that's going to help John here. Because, he did this thing called amortization.
Yes. Now, so let's just very quickly go through what I'm just going to for those of you who didn't watch the interview by TalkSport, where Simon Jordan basically broke it down into why Chelsea actually didn't flout the rules. Just going to quickly go over all these things with you guys.
Yep.
So from the start, what is the FFP rule? Right, basically there are two type of rules: one from the UEFA side and one from the Premier League side. So from the UEFA side, clubs are not allowed to exceed more than 90 million euros in deficit across 3 seasons. But in the Premier League, they're less strict.
Yeah.
The deficit, they allow is 105 million over across 3 years. So that's an extra 15 million, right? That's like one player. That's the price that Endo. For Liverpool anyway.
Oh, that's true.
So those are the rules, simply put, right? And in terms of so now we delve deeper into Chelsea, how they actually managed to circumvent all this ruling.
Yep.
So we talk about player sales and player purchases, right?
Okay.
So in total, since Todd took over, he has spent about 800 million pounds. We're talking about pounds over here. In euro terms, I think it's close to $1 billion. But in terms of pounds, it's only about 800 million. And in the same duration, he has sold players worth about 275 million pounds. Right? So you're really looking at about 500 plus difference, a balance over here.
Okay.
And how they circumvent the rules, basically there are 3 reasons. 3 main reasons that Simon Jordan mentioned over
one.
here. The first one is, as Ben already said, amortization.
Yep.
So amortization, what it means is, from a layman point of term, is basically annual installments. If you want to put it that way. It's annual installments. So you realize that Chelsea has been offering a lot of long-term contracts for players. You're talking about 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, so on and so forth. And actually this allows them to actually break down the large transfer fees over 8 years, 7 years, or 6 years. So with that, their net expense for every year is reduced. So for example, let's just look at Caicedo, for example.
Right.
150 million. You just divide that by 8. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the reason why you don't really have a lot of spending in a sense. So they're doing that for so many players. So if you look at it, right, so over the last 3 transfer windows, their amortized spending is actually just 157 million pounds. And this is basically offset by the player sales in the same period.
Yes.
The player sales over the same period is about 150 million. So you're talking about net spend of 7 million, which is in today's terms just it's really, it's not, I wouldn't say peanuts, but it's really loose change.
Yeah.
Right for Todd. So this is basically one of the reasons why Chelsea are not being flagged up for breaking those rules, right? So the second reason is because, and I think this is quite bonkers to be honest, is that why Chelsea are actually allowed to do this is because the Premier League is not aligned with the UEFA ruling.
It's a 2 separate ruling things.
Exactly. And the reason is very simple, because Chelsea are not in Europe.
Exactly.
So, in order to curb all this, or rather to close this loophole, UEFA actually implemented a 5-year maximum on player contracts. But the Premier League has decided, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm the Premier League. I'm the best in the world. I'm not going to do it. And being Todd, a businessman, he decided to exploit this loophole.
He did.
And because Chelsea is not in Europe,
no, we're not.
Right? So Chelsea are not penalised by UEFA because they are not subjected to UEFA's rules for this. So that's the reason why Chelsea can continue to spend and offer players ridiculous lengths of contracts.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the second reason, right? And the third reason is because wages come into play. So they, in terms of players, so they managed to offset all the higher earning. So like people like Aubameyang, Havertz, they managed to offload them, and they brought in younger players, which were on significantly lower wages. So when we talk about all this deficits, it's not just about player purchase and player sales,
but the wages as well.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more than that. You're talking about all your income. You're talking all your expenses. So when you talk about income, you're also talking about gate receipts. You're talking about merchandising. You're talking about sponsorships. In terms of spending, you're also talking about wages, talking about bonuses. You're talking about the transport to and from the games, so on and so forth. There's a lot more things that comes into play when we are talking about the finances of a club. So with that in mind, or with that being said, this is the reason why Chelsea are not flouting the rules.
Yeah.
Which, as surprising as it is, I think
it makes sense.
It fucking makes sense.
Yeah,
I
know.
I think it's a genius.
I mean,
and why are other clubs not doing it?
Don't ask me, because you know why? I mean, because most of you are in Europe. We're not in Europe.
I mean, if you really think about it,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
why has nobody ever saw this loophole?
Because we're the only one that is not in Europe and have money.
No, but so on that front, I think Todd is a genius. Are they right exploiting? Oh hell yeah!
Oh dear.
But on more serious note, I think more should be done to curb this.
Yes, I think the Premier League actually, I don't know. There are some reports mentioning that they are going to sort of limit the years. So as you said,
so they want to be aligned with UEFA's ruling, right? And I think they should. They should. And not just that, the deficit should also be reduced down to 90 million, not just 105. I think if they really want to align that, and rumors is that they'll likely do it, I think, next summer.
Oh, okay.
So Chelsea has one more year to.
We do. We have one more year.
One more year to exploit.
That just sounded really wrong, but yes.
Bloody hell. Okay. Anyway, so what's next?
So what's next is not just the EPL, but there are many other leagues that's starting. The Serie A, Bundesliga, and Ligue 1.
Wow, you pronounced it correctly for the first time?
Yeah, I know. Change, man.
Speaking of Ligue 1, Mbappe is now back in favor with PSG.
Exactly, but do you know why?
Yes, but...
Okay,
wait, you say first.
So apparently there are reports saying that the reason why he's staying is because of two things. Number one, they so happen to sign one of his bestest friend, Dembele, from Barcelona. Okay, or don't know where. No, I'm just saying. I know you didn't expect me, right? You didn't expect me, no, to say that. Yeah, I'm just saying they signed him, you know.
Okay,
and they're good friends. Yeah.
All right,
I know. And you know what's the next one? Because of Neymar.
Why?
Because he didn't want to play with Neymar. Did you know that they are actually not gelled together? See, I'm throwing everyone a thing that they thought I'm going to talk about something else. But no, I'm just saying right now, because of these two reasons. Now, I know you have your own reason, but I'm letting you know. These are reports that I've read that apparently these two important factors, because of Dembele and as well as Neymar. So you notice the timeline. When they signed Dembele on August 12th, okay, and the whole Neymar moving over, all right? Yeah. That's why he decided to stay. Mbappe. Sorry, just wanted to add that fact. I was very proud.
Okay, well done. Good job. Let me give you an imaginary pat on your back.
Okay, now you can say that your reason for Mbappe.
No, there's no reason for me to say. I mean, I'm just spitting facts here, right?
Yeah.
There is a particular clause.
There is.
That actually kind of allowed, or rather turn Mbappe's favor.
Perhaps, yeah.
So the clause is that he gets to leave at the end of the season.
Yes.
So there's the only clause, because I think everybody knows he wants to go to Real Madrid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So he's at least one more season with PSG before he moves on to Real. So with that clause, that's why he's staying. So it's just ridiculous. But anyway, speaking of Neymar, you mentioned about Neymar, right?
I did.
So he's off to Saudi Arabia. Woo! Neymar is off to Saudi Arabia. He's signing for Al Hilal.
Yep.
Al Hilal is also the club that tried to sign Mbappe himself and Messi, but both of them rejected.
Yeah.
But Neymar actually agreed and to sign for them. And
money.
After so many there were reports to mention about what the clauses that were included in his contract. I think if I'm Neymar, I'll just go. It's madness. So if you guys are wondering what are the clauses, we're going to put it out on screen right now. These are some of the clauses that has been included in Neymar's contract. an $80,000 bonus for every win that Al Hilal has. So it's like he can just sit on the bench, shake his leg.
just sit on the bench and sit.
He can just shake his leg on the bench,
Yeah.
and he gets $80,000.
And do that same face that's showing on screen now. Yeah. Holy cow, they look alike.
That's not more. That's not all.
Okay, what else?
He also has a huge house.
Okay.
And according to
The producer's wife, it's actually a castle. I mean, it's not a house anymore. It's a castle.
I have no idea what's going on. So apparently he has like 40 bedrooms. He has five luxury cars. There's a
Don't know how
swimming
many people
pool
is living
and
in the
whatever.
house lah.
So the house was given to him.
Yep.
And not just that. I think this is the most ridiculous one of them
Tell
all.
us. And do that face afterwards.
He gets $500,000
Uh-huh.
for every post or story.
Did you just say $500,000?
500,000 for every post on social media that promotes Saudi Arabia. $500,000
Holy cow.
just to post
Yeah.
on social media.
We'll just take $50 if we post about Saudi Arabia. Just saying, $50. SGD.
Well, so anyway, on that note, so if you guys want to give you a shout out or anything, no, we're not asking for much. Maybe just $50
Could be.
just to promote anything you want to promote.
Okay, not anything. Still subjected. Better save us.
That's true. Oh my, that's ridiculous. So I mean, with that, who's gonna say no, man?
I know. That's the thing, the Saudi league, the Saudi Pro League is just growing immensely in that sense, immensely.
Growing what?
Growing lah.
Okay.
Growing. Don't know growing what, but they're growing. I mean, look at the number of people they're buying. Holy cow.
But
it's true, huh?
What?
They're growing.
Yeah, they're definitely growing.
I'm just saying.
Oh, but I mean, I've given out the number of players that went to Saudi already.
I know, everyone's going there. The next thing you know, some of our local telcos are going to buy the license for that.
I think so too. No, there's another thing that's quite ridiculous right now. I think I read an article to say that the Saudi FA is in talks.
Oh,
UEFA.
yeah.
The Saudi FA is currently in talks with UEFA about allowing the
club.
the SPR, the Saudi Pro League clubs to play in the UEFA Champions League.
I know, insane, right? And if that happens, Cristiano Ronaldo is back. But it's not important. The whole point is Saudi.
No, I think that's just ridiculous.
I know, but they got money. I'm just saying they got money.
Saudi's going to control the world,
you
man.
have no idea what's going to happen.
Well, so yeah.
Liverpool soon.
Bloody ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what the hell do you just say? Anyway, let's move on. Talk about impact.
Yeah.
Let's move on to players' impact.
Okay.
So we all know this whole Saudi thing that came was because of Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
So the number of players going to Saudi, maybe loves Carlin.
It's
now
a lot
they're talking about UEFA, and so wow, he's the real influencer in my opinion.
You're talking about the next guy.
I mean, Cristiano, he's the real
Cristiano.
influencer.
Yeah, no, he is.
Talk about players' impact and all effect, right? He is real. I mean, in the World Cup, one shake of the bottle, and then that 4 million gone for one.
But while he's a general influencer, I think there's one specific superstar that I feel is a football or soccer influencer. Because he's now wearing pink. He is wearing pink.
That's true.
It's true. And he is the player that Inter Miami just signed. Lionel Messi. Ooh. Okay, anyway, I was trying to do the Neymar face. But yeah, I mean, when they...
Messi did that as well.
Oh yeah, actually now they mention he did. And Messi has a lot of Marvel kind of goal celebration. But in any case, I think that guy is fantastic. Ever since he joined, he turned Inter Miami into a winning team. Okay, they've been losing. Lose. But end up he come in, win.
There's 9 goals in 6 games. 9 goals in 6 games. And guess what? He's only 21 goals away from being the all-time top scorer for Inter Miami.
And not just that. He has led the team to their first cup final in the history they played. Only playing half a dozen games. So that's what you said.
Yeah, players in fact.
And they also qualified for the what CONCACAF.
The CONCACAF Cup.
Yeah, so I mean, what an impact.
Well, he is Messi.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of other players, let's talk about Harry Kane. Wow,
what
an impact, man!
Indeed,
he brought over his Spurs aura over to the Bayern Munich.
The Spurs curse.
I won't call it a curse. I'll call it the aura.
The aura.
The Spurs aura of not winning any trophy. He brought it over to Bayern, and Bayern got trashed by RB Leipzig. In the DFL Super Cup. Not just 1-0, 2-0, but 3-0. Then he almost got a hat trick against Bayern. So,
Danke.
I think there was one a very interesting reel that took place where
which one?
I think Bayern was trying to contest
Right. And then he came forward to the official.
he wanted
the
to complain, and he realized
he doesn't speak
shit,
German.
I don't understand what they're talking about. He looked so lost and
Right. Yeah, that looked quite funny.
But then again, well done to Harry Kane. I think he just got in his
just got a goal.
Bundesliga debut, he actually scored a goal and had an assist.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, well, we're looking forward to more goals from Harry Kane in the Bayern jersey. So hopefully you will finally win a trophy.
You probably will.
Yeah, so I think that's it, man.
It is. So, if you have anything interesting to tell us about what's going around the world in What's What with Fuzu, let us know also, okay? Or we want to know. We really want to know. Or if you want to be in Saudi. Actually, this is the part we're supposed to end. So we should end now. So bye. Yeah, bye.
We'll see you next week for more news and more analysis.
I think he just said
on 442 Dudes.
Dudes. I think he just said cut though. But
really?
Dudes.
I heard cut.
I heard cut.
Cut lah.